Selamat malam Bapak Ibu yang sudah ada di ruang Zoom malam hari ini. Yang tidak terkendala oleh perangkat maupun jaringan silakan dapat dinyalakan kameranya ya Bapak Ibu. Karena sebentar lagi kegiatan akan dimulai. Bapak Ibu yang tidak terkendala oleh perangkat maupun jaringan silakan dapat dinyalakan kameranya supaya bisa lebih oke lagi mengikuti kegiatan malam hari ini. Di sini yang sudah ready ada Ibu Windy Astuti, ada Bapak Setitiarno, ada Bapak Muhammad Amin, ada Bapak Ishak, wah luar biasa sekali Bapak Ishak 3 hari berturut-turut hadir Bapak, terima kasih. Ada Bapak Triyanta, ada Bapak Lalu, ada Ibu Suharni, ada Ibu Wiwin Kurniawati. Wah luar biasa sekali nih Bapak Ibu yang belum dinyalakan kameranya silahkan ya dapat on cam terlebih dahulu supaya lebih semangat lagi mengikuti kegiatan malam hari ini ya Bapak Ibu. Bapak Ibu juga dipersilakan sekali jika ingin memperkenalkan diri dengan cara menuliskan nama dan juga asal instansinya di kolom chat Zoom ya Bapak Ibu, supaya bisa terlihat meriah dan terlihat semangat serta antusiasnya begitu ya Bapak Ibu di malam hari ini. Di pertemuan terakhir ya Bapak Ibu, pertemuan ketiga tidak terasa. Sudah 2 pertemuan kita lewati bersama-sama dengan narasumber hebat kita Mistia. Malam hari ini pertemuan terakhir, saya harap Bapak Ibu bisa mengikuti dari awal sampai akhir ya Bapak Ibu. Stay tune, mengikuti supaya tidak ada ilmu yang ketinggalan begitu ya Bapak Ibu. Baik Bapak Ibu, sambil menunggu peserta yang lain hadir bersama dengan kita, mungkin saya izin buka acaranya terlebih dahulu Bapak Ibu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, I extend a friendly hello to each and every one of you. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan Rahayu. Saya ucapkan selamat datang kepada Bapak Ibu Guru hebat dari seluruh Nusantara dalam acara Diklat Nasional 38 JP Mata Pelajaran Bahasa Inggris dengan tema Teaching Hacks, Sharpening English LSRW Skills for Academic Success. Bapak Ibu, I am so delighted to have you join us for today's session, our last session in sharpening our English teaching skills, with our dear speaker, of course, Miss Tia. I know you've been waiting to meet her in this last session, but well, let me begin this session by introducing myself first. It is Tia speaking to you again, as I'll be a facilitator for today's session with a Guru ID. Bapak Ibu, sebelum kita mulai kegiatan malam hari ini, alangkah lebih baiknya apabila kita berdoa terlebih dahulu, agar kegiatan bisa berjalan dengan lancar dan dapat menjadi manfaat untuk kita semua. Menurut agama dan kepercayaan masing-masing, berdoa dipersilahkan. Amin, amin, ya rabbal alamin, berdoa tidak pernah dicukupkan. Baik Bapak Ibu, sekali lagi saya ucapkan selamat datang, selamat bergabung bagi yang sudah ada di ruang Zoom malam hari ini, yang sudah on cam maupun belum on cam, yang sudah memperkenalkan diri maupun belum, saya ucapkan selamat datang, selamat bergabung. Juga bagi Bapak Ibu yang menyempatkan diri untuk bergabung via live streaming di channel YouTube English Space, saya ucapkan selamat bergabung. Bapak Ibu silahkan nih bisa langsung saja pindah ke ruang Zoom ya Bapak Ibu, karena kapasitasnya masih terbuka lebar sekali. Bapak Ibu bisa langsung saja join ke ruang Zoom. Linknya sudah dibagikan oleh admin di grup WhatsApp ya Bapak Ibu supaya lebih mantap lagi karena nanti bisa berdiskusi secara langsung dengan narasumber hebat kita Mistia. Tadi sudah sempat berkenalan sebentar ya Bapak Ibu. Mungkin di sini saya mau menyapa Bapak Ibu yang belum sempat saya sebut namanya begitu ya. Ada Ibu Suharni Darahama dari SMPN 2 Parigi Kabupaten Muna, Sulawesi Tenggara. Kemudian ada juga Bapak Waru. Kemudian ada lagi Ibu Windy Astuti yang tadi sudah sempat saya sapa ya Ibu, selamat malam. Kemudian ada Bapak Ishak, ada juga Ibu Sertina Effendia, ada Bapak Trianta, ada Ibu Belki Safira, ada Bapak Badarudin yang hadir juga malam hari ini, luar biasa, terima kasih Bapak. Bapak Ibu guru lain yang belum memperkenalkan diri, silahkan nih dapat ikut memperkenalkan diri ya, supaya tidak kalah semangatnya, tidak kalah antusiasmenya dengan Bapak Ibu guru yang lain. Nah, Bapak Ibu, tanpa berlama-lama, saya yakin Bapak Ibu sudah menunggu-nunggu sekali ya sesi pemaparan materi dari narasumber hebat kita, Miss Tia. Untuk itu, please join me in welcoming our dear speaker, Miss Tia. Good evening, Miss.
Hello, good evening, Bahia, Bapak dan Ibu. How are you tonight?
I am doing okay, a bit, feeling a bit under the weather, but yeah, I think it's okay.
Better soon.
It's the season, Miss, I think. So, yeah. Tapi tidak mungkin skip karena luar biasa malam hari ini dengan Miss Tia, masa saya skip?
Love sekebon.
Love kebun bahasanya Gen Z banget ya, Miss ya. Miss ya, bagaimana kabarnya malam hari ini? Sehat?
Alhamdulillah, luar biasa. Wah, semua saya ngelihat Bapak dan Ibu yang di malam ketiga tetap semangat untuk hadir ya. Ya luar biasa.
Semoga semangatnya menular ke saya maupun ke Bapak Ibu peserta
Amin.
yang hadir malam hari ini ya, Miss ya, supaya bisa mengikuti dari awal sampai akhir, nggak skip-skip begitu ya, Miss ya. Nah, Miss ya, di pertemuan terakhir malam hari ini, aduh, nggak kerasa banget nih, Miss. Udah tahu-tahu udah pertemuan ketiga aja, udah pertemuan terakhir aja. Seperti biasa, Miss, mungkin bisa di-spill sedikit gitu ya, materi yang akan disampaikan Miss ya malam hari ini kira-kira apa nih, Miss?
Materi yang paling nggak disuka sama pembelajar bahasa Inggris karena muter otaknya luar biasa gitu ya. Tapi dengan adanya bantuan teknologi, wah ini ada beberapa hal yang bisa kita kupas dan kita share malam ini ya, yaitu melengkapi si LSR, which is W, writing. Jadi seni menulis indah malam ini semoga Bapak dan Ibu berkenan.
Luar biasa melengkapi LSR, sekarang tinggal W, tinggal writing gitu ya, Miss ya. Pasti Bapak Ibu
Legal
guru juga sudah
writing,
tunggu
yes.
banget gitu ya untuk materi writing malam hari ini. Untuk itu, Miss ya, mungkin langsung saja bisa dimulai untuk sesi pemaparan materi. Seperti biasa ya, Miss, 55 sampai 60 menit. Setelah itu akan ada diskusi selama 30 menit. Bapak Ibu silahkan nih dapat dipersiapkan perangkat dan juga alat tulisnya ya. Barangkali ingin mencatat ataupun merekam materi yang akan disampaikan oleh Miss Tia malam hari ini. So, let me turn the floor over to you now, Miss.
Thank you Mbak Hia, and thank you Bapak dan Ibu sudah setia malam ini luar biasa. Apresiasi tertinggi untuk Bapak dan Ibu yang sudah dari pagi berkegiatan dan malam ini masih menyempatkan untuk hadir. Dan yang semoga yang sedikit ini bisa sedikit bermanfaat Pak dan Ibu. Semoga saya Mbak Hia dan teman-teman di Iguru nanti kecipratan amal baik Bapak dan Ibu saat menerapkan hal-hal yang kita sharing bersama ya di sesi 3 hari ini. Ada rasa sedih akan berpisah, tapi juga bahagia bahwa dalam waktu singkat 3 hari atau 4 hari dengan yang pertama ya, kita sudah bisa terkoneksi dengan banyak hal dan semoga Bapak dan Ibu ini menjadi bekal yang kita siapkan sebaik-baiknya untuk anak didik kita ke depannya ya. Baik, I will be sharing my screen. I will also share my sound, and as usual, during the session, I will be asking you, Bapak dan Ibu, to join my class. And since this is our last session, I will try to use English 90%. Yeah. So in previous classes, I was mixing it up, right? Because I'd like to complete our LSRW. So in our last session, allow me to speak mostly in English. And I would also expect you, Bapak dan Ibu, to interact with me and then also share with me your thoughts, your feedback, your answers when I'm setting out a question to send out to you. So then, nah sekarang saya mau pakai bahasa Indonesia karena lebih indah pakai bahasa Indonesia untuk ungkapannya ini. Ikatlah ilmu dengan tulisan. I hope when we are able to hook what we got or what we think that is beneficial, it will help us apply it in our classroom, and at the end of the day, it will be also applied by our students. Allow me to start my presentation, Bapak dan Ibu, and please join my class as usual. The class code is Mahir. Let me just change that. I'll change my class. Bapak dan Ibu, if you are curious what I'm using ClassPoint. It's really easy. You just need to download it and install it on your PowerPoint, and you will be able to connect with your students, and they are able to share their responses with you. And all the responses that were submitted will be saved on your devices. Okay. All right. So please join my class. Bapak dan Ibu, class code is Mahir. Go to classminder app and then please type in the class code, which is Mahir. Okay, write it right. Homophones, yeah. I love homophones. Write it right. Did it right and how to write it right with Mahir. A bit of introduction again from Mahir. Bapak dan Ibu. We are a team of educators, or we are a team of people who love English and love to teach English to others. And we try to fill in the gap of the English skills because we all know that each one of us, a minimum of 9 years, we've studied English. But some of us have different struggles when it comes to listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So our ESL learners, they need to struggle more than the others because they need to fill in some other things that are quite strange for them. Now we're here as educators along with you, Bapak dan Ibu, together. We're going to help our students achieve what they want to have, which is to be able to develop language skills in English. Hopefully, they will be able to fluently communicate in English, not only verbally, but also in writing. Again, a bit about me. I've been in this training sector 15 years, maybe. So I've met with some people with different backgrounds, K-12, from primary to secondary level, up until adult learners, corporate employees. So I love the way that English teaching skills now actually already evolved. Now, a couple of things that I will bring up today. I also found it online. We need to be really dynamically following what's on the trend at the moment. So then the way we teach, we need to change that. The way we share our materials to our learners, that also needs to be adjusted so that it is relevant to today's world. Okay. And to bridge with that, Bapak dan Ibu, come on, 6 people. For these first 6 people, I'm going to award 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. All of you now on level 2. Thank you for joining my class, Bapak dan Ibu. Yang lain, you can also join my class. Thank you, Miss Belkis. It's great actually connected with you. So I'm unable to hear your voices, but we are connected with through a digital app. So understanding the modern learners. Of course, before we teach them, we need to understand who they are, what their preferences. So Generation Z prefers technology integrated learning, as we know, as well as Alpha, right? So Generation Alpha thrives on visual and interactive content. So if we constantly providing them text-based, then it will not be attracted for them. So both generations actually, now this is a very good value. They value collaboration and peer learning, which means it will be a lot better if we are able to peer group them. So then not only they're learning individually, but also with their friends collaborating. Furthermore, I will be sharing in regards to this point, Bapak dan Ibu. But first, for this lovely 9 people who joined my class, I'd like to ask you to answer this question since we're gonna talk about writing. What are the common writing challenges with your learners? So please share your thoughts. As we know, to be able to write correctly, they need to overcome the challenges of mastering grammar, mastering spelling of the context or the words itself. Share more, Bapak dan Ibu, what are, in your thoughts, what are the common writing challenges that you find it with your students. I already have this one person sending in their answer. Bapak dan Ibu who just joined, welcome to our last session. Please join my class. Class code is Mahir. I will also share the link here, Bapak dan Ibu, on Zoom chat. You can join using your mobile phone or using your desktop, and let's have fun together. We have 3 people already sending in their answers. Let me take a look. So ideas have no idea. So they have no idea on the challenges. Mastering grammar, tenses, vocabulary, and sentence structure. Okay, great. So among these 11 people who joined my class, there are 7 more who haven't sent their answers. Come on, Ibu Nurwijayanti Pahusen, Bu Sylvia, Bu Sertina, Bu Trianta. Oh, I'm calling everyone's out, yeah. A lot more answers from you, Bapak dan Ibu. Text organization, paragraph, breakthrough. And then we have lack of grammar, spelling, grammar, vocab. So we have another vocab. If you remember on our last session, which is yesterday, so last night we shared together about how to build vocabulary. So today I will also bring that up a bit. So it is needed for our learners to be able to have a lot of vocabulary so they know what they say, they know what they write, they know what they read as well, and they know what they listen. Great, thank you. Excellent answers. And I'm going to award stars to everyone. Okay, so I'll continue with my slide. These are the common writing challenges, which some of you already shared with me your answers. Common challenges, grammar, vocab, yeah, how to organize them, and strategies to address each challenge. How am I able to master this? Then this one, and then this one, right? These are the things that we're going to cover today. And of course, if they're lacking of these 3, they don't know how to address them. They will become, what do you call it? Demotivated. That's why we need to provide them support and encouragement, telling them that it's easy, you can do this. These are just a few tips that you can do, encouraging daily writing habits, role of technology, and setting writing goals. So we're going to deep dive in regards to these each challenges. First things first, of course, we need to let them know about the sentence structure basics in Indonesia. PJOK, what is it? Objektif. Waduh, saya malah udah lupa nih. Kok PJOK mah pelajaran bahasa, pelajaran olahraga ya Bapak dan Ibu ya. Susunan kalimat tuh apa sih? Indonesia, kok saya lupa sih? Subjek, SPOK. Oh Allah. PJOK ya pelajaran. Thank you Pak Yusuf, Bu Nurwijayati, dan Bu Windy Astuti. All right, so sentence structure basic, SSB. Components, SPOK itu tadi ya. We have subject, we have verb, we have objects. These are not the only components in a sentence, but a lot more, of course. But these are the foundation. And examples using familiar contexts and also building sentences from simple to complex. And we need to make sure the way we let them know, or the way we inform them about, let's say for an example, this structure, we need to advise them as simple as possible. Because I know some of us really like to use the textbook, what's on the textbook, and then we share them in the class. But let's use our own language. Let's use their language, Gen Z language, Gen Alpha's language. For example, in the dog barks, dog is the subject, barks is the verb. So demonstrating a simple yet vital structure that students must grab. So if you do this a lot, just change the subject and change the verb. Then you are building the vocabulary from simple then to a bit challenging or improving the level. So let's talk about subjects. What you can think of subject. It, he, she, names, right? So let's do, and you can go around the room. Desk. Is desk a subject or a verb? Oh, it's a subject. Okay, let's change desk and then do a verb after that. So something like that, something that is really simple, and you will need to repeat that over and over until that actually sticks on their head. Subject is A, B, C, D, and then verb is A, B, C, D, right? So this is just a simple example. The next one, I actually would like to, let's say we're on a different level. If you remember Emily in the neighborhood, like yesterday, the one that we learned together. So I'd like to share with them. I'd like them to learn about a particular grammar, past tense. And if you can see that I'm actually putting some words in bold, right? We have moved, we have walked, practiced. You can see how actually they have pattern. So this pattern actually will help our students recognize that these words are in past tense. Whenever you see this kind of words, the verb words with ed, it means that it happened in the past. It's already done, right? So, of course, in yesterday's activity, we are reading together with our students, right? We need to make sure they understand the context. Not only they are able to read it out, but understand the whole meaning of this paragraph. And I'd like to teach them about this particular grammar. What I will do, so using the text, I will use a fill in the blank activity. So I will involve the role of technology where we can ask them to, let's read this together. Let's discuss about the content. Read it one more time. You understand about these things. I'm going to ask you, what are the missing words, right? Again, I'm using ClassPoint, Bapak for this one. So ClassPoint, I will use fill in the blanks for this. So we can decide how many blanks there are. So there are 5. It has 5 correct answers. And then I will just put moved in here, right? And then on blank 2, I think it was, let me make it big so then I can see it clearly. There you go. So number 2 is walk. Right. Number 3 is practiced. 4 is not. And last but not least is wanted. That's really simple. And this simple activity, a change of situation, will make a big difference with your classrooms, Bapak dan Ibu. So I will encourage you to test it out. So how to actually run this game, we call it a game, yeah, no longer a lesson. So we turn this into a game, and then whoever answer it correctly, we can provide them with an award, which is stars. So I'm going to test this out with you, Bapak Ibu. I'll activate the question. So if you haven't joined my class, please join my class. Go to classpoint.app, put in the class code Mahir. So I will be waiting for you, Bapak dan Ibu, to write down what is the correct answer. So there are 5 blanks. What is number 1? What is number 2? What is number 3? What is number 4? And what is number 5? Okay, so I will wait up until, I think that's sufficient. Or if, okay, if it's hard for you to answer through ClassPoint, you're able to answer it on the Zoom chat as well. Okay, all right. Oh, could you send me the link again? Sure, Mr. Ratno. Let me just copy this, and then I'll share this on the Zoom chat. Okay, I will share with you how it looks like on the participants app. So let me just go here. I will just open classwine.app and I'll join as a student. Okay. So this is a simple and fun games where they get to memorize the whole sentence, right? And then they will try to recall, oh, what are the missing words? And then they try to connect, and it forced them to think in English. So it's actually really effective way for you to teach your students. So it looks like this, right? Number one, I think it was smooth, was it? So, and then you can just continue with the last and next one. This is just an example on how you can um, answer the question. No one answering? Really? Just me? Oh, okay. We have Miss Rianta, Miss Dams. Okay, great. Thank you. I'll be waiting then for another minute. Puraniku. Uh, thank you, Pahendra. The same prayers goes to you as well. God bless you and successful. Okay, I will wait for another 30 seconds, Bapak dan Ibu. So you can just guess, actually. So one sunny afternoon, Emily was excited to greet her new neighbor who had just in next door. She had always been told that it's polite to be friendly to those who live nearby. As she towards the front door, she how to introduce herself. All right. 10 more seconds. Number 2K. Okay, number 2K. All right. Thank you so much. I'll close the submissions and then we directly will be able to see what are the correct answers and what are the wrong answers. Wrong answers are in red and then the green ones are correct. Remember, this is based on the previous passage, which means the students will need to memorize those missing words. So as we can see that all of us answered correctly, 100%. And we can see who are those and we can award what was correctly answered them. So, provide 1 star to each of the questions that to answer it correctly. So this is a positive reinforcement, Bapak dan Ibu, because are recognizing and you are appreciating the correct answers that were sent out by your students. Let me just insert this as a slide so then we have a good look on the answers that were moved, collected. Okay, the next one. So creativity is key to engaging writing, right? Writing is a bit difficult than the LSR because it requires the structure, the grammar, vocabulary, not only how to read, not only how to listen and how to pronounce, but it needs to be correct in a way that people will understand and comprehend what we are writing in. So creativity is key to engaging writing. Using storytelling techniques can make writing more interesting and relatable. Remember, it needs to be relevant to today's generation that we teach. So it makes writing more interesting and relatable for Gen Z, and Gen Alpha. Yeah? What does it mean by that? Now, you shared with me the common challenge, not only the structure of the organization of the sentence, but also how to build vocabulary with them. It doesn't have to be really hard because as we know, our students, our kids, every day they are engaging with apps and games, aren't they? So I want to ask you one question, Bapak dan Ibu. No, not one question, several questions. So when your kids at home, when they're downloading um, games, I know some of them are in English, right? And sometimes they download and they uninstall because they got bored with the game. And then on the next day, they install a new game. And some of these, the instructions are in English. Were you ever have found your children at home having a lot of struggle or a lot of difficulties to know how to play the game, like the instructions? Does that cause them some issues to understand how to play the game? I believe no, because they get used to it. They know the word play, they know the word um, level, right? That kind of thing. Even some instructions as well. Now, one of the things that we can help them to build vocabulary is to get used to what they are dealing with every day. So we can utilize engaging vocabulary apps and educational games that make learning new words fun and interactive. This is just an example. We can ask them to rewrite games instructions, read them aloud, and ask them to explain. Wow, that's a never another level. Yeah, this is good for high schoolers, secondary level as well, where they already know the structures. But then, if you relate that with something that they deal or it's something that they do every single day, it will give them much more motivation to do your task or to do the assignments that you send to them. And the next one is social media. So we can encourage students to follow language-oriented content on Instagram or TikTok to learn new vocab in real context. I have my niece, Bapak dan Ibu, she's never learning English with a so outside her school, she's never going into a serious course. But what she does, actually, since she was small, she get used to listen on to movies in English, like Peppa Pig, Cartoon Network at that time. Yeah, it shapes her accent. She knows how to say things because she listens. She read out the subtitle, so it's a shadow reading, and she knows how it's spelled, and it actually linked to the vocabulary bank that she has, right? This is just an example. We can ask our students to write down a viral TikTok recipe, ask them to recook, repost the recipe on social media, and sharing the cooking tips. This can be a project that we give out to our students. It doesn't have to be alone. It doesn't have to be individual. You can group them up and give this kind of project. And then when they have posted the social media video or post, then you will be able to grade them based on the postings as well. And you can ask the entire class to like it and things like that. So do and give assignments based on their daily activities. This is just, again, a simple examples. Moving forward in regards to writing on the social media, because it connects with their everyday activities, it enhancing relevance. So relevancy and engagement, because this is what they are holding every single day. Yeah. So we can have students draft a social media post or blog entry on a topic of their choice. Discuss how writing in real life context can improve their skills. This is how my niece learned how to write. She got used to post on her social media and using the technology, she also checked out the grammar, whether that's correct or not. Okay. Now, how do we direct them? Before I go further, I'd like to ask if you have any questions. Oh, Pak Trianta, excellent games, instructions, select, choose, adjust, shoot, attack, win, defeat, press, target, enemy, opponent, winner. There you go. Those are a bunch of vocabulary that our students are dealing with every day, right? You can ask them to build a sentence based on these games instructions. For an example, how would you start the game? I will select the player and then I choose what I like. I adjust the costume and I start to attack. Wow, that's really simple but powerful, and they know what it does because they're doing it every day. Thank you, Pak Trianta. Wow, do I have Pak Trianta in here? Let me just try to get you, Pak. Wow, you do have. Give you more stars. Oh, you to level 4. Okay, thank you, Pak Trianta. All right, so now how do we direct them? The writing process. As we know, there are some essential stages on the writing process. starting from pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, and publishing. In our head, if we're talking about writing process, it's big page of writing. You want them to write the whole paragraph. It doesn't have to be like that, Bapak Rani. It can start really small. And we need to make sure, because it's important on each stage, we need to make sure that we have attention on each stages and give some tips to guide our students through the process. So now let's break this down. Okay, number one, pre-writing. So instead of we're the one who give out the topic, we can actually encourage brainstorming ideas. We can use some graphic organizers like mind maps or outlines to help the plan. Like in front of your whiteboard, you can collect the answers from your students or a simple one. Um, Okay, students, we have a topic brainstorming today. You need to pick up a topic and have um, share what you think about the topic. We can use in ClassMind, you can use word clouds to visualize ideas, or if you are using quizzes or any other edtech tools, you can use that. So then they also remember Generation Alpha, they love visual. So you need to put something up that is colorful, that is beautiful, so they would like to engage. I'll give an example. Okay, Bapak dan Ibu, I'm going to pick a topic, what we're going to write on the social media. All right, send your ideas. What should we write about? I'm going to use word cloud in here, and I will allow around 1 or 2 minutes. I'll be waiting for excellent first idea from Pak Dams. Movie, great. Any other idea, Bapak dan Ibu? I'll wait until 1 or 2 minutes. I'll go to classmind.app. Send your ideas. What should we write about? I love to watch Animal Planets nowadays, or maybe solar system. It's not really seru ya. What is really seru at the moment? Cucumber recipe. I'm not really up to date with today's trend. Wow, look at this. A lot of ideas. Excellent. Viral online game. Give the name of the game, please. Who sent this? Pak Dams, what is the name of the game? TV programs. Give me the name of the TV show. Widiwati. Send another one. Animals. Song. What's the name of the song? Send it. Let us know. Concert. Okay. How to cook fried rice. Wow. And then we have daily activities. Okay. Their faith games. Tips to be successful. Wow. Great. Inspiring. Valorant. Wow. I've heard about Valorant somewhere. It's a game, yeah. Okay. Keep on coming. I will keep them open up until 2 minutes. So their faith, friendship. Wow, we have friendship. We have love song. Short news. Okay. Holiday experience. We have another one, which is where did that go? Animals, hot news, gossip news. Yeah. Okay, great. 2 minutes already. Thank you for your answers. But anyway, recording starts to everyone. How do you feel when you see your topic is being presented in front of the classroom? You will feel, oh, that's the topic that I sent out. And then you can ask the room. Now let's do a poll. Which one do you like? And then let's upvote. Or oh yeah, I like friendship, or I like concert, or I like dating. I believe a lot of them will choose this one. Then based on this topic they number one that they sent based on their opinion, and then that they choose as a group, it will bring a different kind of feel when they are doing the task or when they're doing the assignments. So this is an example on how we can collect the ideas. And it is always good because the sense of belonging of that assignment will be embedded in them rather than we are the one who providing the topic. Next one, Branibu, is drafting. The first one was pre-writing, right? We collected the ideas, the topics already. Now, focus on getting ideas down without worrying about grammar or spelling. So we can ask them to have, let's do a free writing about holiday, or about movie, about song that you like or favorite game. So do some free writing, set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and have students write continuously on a topic. Now, this is individually, all by themselves. You can, if you're using ClassWine, then you can set up the timer. You can set up the alarm as well. If you hear this, it means the time is up. You can write as many as possible. Bring all your vocabularies on the table and then try to build the sentence, right? It doesn't have to be long, just a sentence. Maybe 3 minutes will do. So you can put up this timer up the screen. They can see that, oh, the time is running out. So they get to finish. Whatever, even though it's not, time is up, collect or share about their writing. So it doesn't have to be finished, but they need just to start and have a free writing style. So that's drafting. All right. So pre-writing and then drafting. The next step is revising. So we need to help our students to understand that revising is about improving clarity and coherence, not just correcting grammar. It needs to make sense. Ya, jadi titik beratnya tidak melulu ada di grammar, tapi keseluruhan make sense atau tidak. Enak didengar apa enggak, enak dibaca apa enggak. And one thing that we can have is actually, if you remember how our Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they like to collaborate. So we can have a peer review. So you can have them exchange drafts and give feedback on content and structure before yourself, the one who corrects it for them. So they need to know each other, because in a small group, they are most likely to be not really shy, ya. Karena yang tahu cuma temennya aja gitu. So you can try this one. So revising number one. Seterusnya kita ada editing. Udah nih ya, udah oke nih kontennya segala macam menurut teman saya begini. Now they can focus on spelling, punctuation, and grammar now. So they can start to edit them. You can create an editing circles of group. So you can group students and give each group a specific task. Misalnya, grup 1 tugasnya cek punctuation aja. Grup 2 cek spelling. They can use whatever tools they want to have. They can use ChatGPT, they can use Google, any kind of tool that can help them. And sentence variety. Nah, ini sudah merupakan differentiated instructions, Bapak dan Ibu, di mana our students in the classroom, they are divided into 3 different groups: above grade, at grade, and also below grade, right? So for this below grade group, we can give them the task of check the punctuation. Gampang, komanya nggak di sini nih harusnya. Nah, di sini harusnya pakai tanda seru gitu ya, things like that. And then the second level, the more intermediate one, you can ask them to check spelling. And the last one is sentence variety. You know that there are, in our class, pasti ada beberapa anak yang menonjol. Now, if they get to be given the task that they are able to do and it's challenging for them based on their levels, now this is going to be so good. Can you imagine they choose the topic themselves? You get to let them write whatever, whenever, however they want. And then they get to check each other's draft and they get to edit it together. What you just need to do is just need to monitor around the room and check how things are going. And the last one, publishing. So you just need to approve and check. Okay, this is yang ini udah. So they did 70% of the project themselves, and then maybe 20%, 10%, you are the one who's approving, or maybe give final comments. So they can share final pieces with peers or display them in the classroom or online platforms, or you can challenge them posted on the social media. So this way, that digital record of the first English writing post that they've posted on social media will bring a different feeling to them, and they will cherish it because it's there. They're also able to look over it again if they want. It's online. They publish it to their friends. Their friends are able to see not only on the classroom, but from different class. And it gives them a different kind of joy. And that way, we're actually build the interest and the motivation of our students to be able to continuously learn English. Right. So those are actually my tips. Let me check the time. I'm actually on time. Uh, I would like to collect your feedback, Bapak dan Ibu. If you remember day one, we talk about listen like a pro and speak up, right? Let me just bring you to those memories. I'll bring out the deck. Well, I opened a lot of things. Let me just search it here. Listen and speak up like a pro. So this was just a summary of it. This was the things that we learned on day one. We learned about introduction to listening skills in ESL, why it becomes the first, because for us, it's the easiest. Listen, repeat, you will be able to know how to say things and how to answer things in conversation as well. And this is a really important things, which is we need to build the interest. We need to build the habit. And number one, on top of the pop, is make it relevant. We need to understand who are we teaching and who are we dealing with every single day, and make sure that it's relevant for them, so then they can have the motivation to continue studying. And this is not to be forgotten. Create a English listening environment. It's really important. Um, let's start with ourselves. We need to constantly say things in English so they are adjusted to it. Even though it's hard for the beginning, I know. Again, you can create an English day, an English hour where everyone need to speak in English. Don't worry about the grammar, and encourage them and let them know that you don't have to be shy. We're here to learn together and be better together. So these were things that we learned, and make it relevant, have some variations on how you share things with them. And the second, let me go. Is it reading? What was our, I forgot actually. What was the name of the file that we had last night? It's something about reading, right? Listen, engaging, unlocking the power of English literature. All right. So teaching hacks for ESL reading mastery. So we learn about a couple of hacks. Start with high frequency words, the sight words, make them familiar with that, build the vocabulary, and then give them the reading passage with audio, if you remember. So then don't forget to break down the information and chunk it. And today we've learned about write it right. How, again, 3 points that we tackled were the common writing challenges, which is the grammar, vocabulary, and structure. And we learned how to teach them a simple grammar and how to build a vocabulary based on the games that they play, the instructions, and the structure, and let them write with the group. Because, again, we need to understand who are we teaching. Generation Z prefers technology and integrated learning. Generation Alpha thrives on visual and interactive content. And both generations value collaboration and peer learning. So I'd like to collect your feedback, Bapak dan Ibu, what should we improve? And maybe you have topics in your mind that you'd like ink space to cover. So they can collect the request, and then maybe in the future there will be a certain class about that. And you are able to have a sharing session as well, how to improve the teaching scenery or teaching strategies to your students. Any feedback to our overall sessions? Please send them through 1 or 2 words. What do you think about our webinar series, Bapak dan Ibu? Okay, while waiting for your responses, I will give the floor back to Mbak Hia. Over to you, Mbak Hia.
Thank you so much for the session, Miss Tia. Bapak Ibu, gimana? Sudah mencatat hal-hal penting yang tadi disampaikan oleh Miss Tia? Sudah eager to voice your thoughts? Untuk bertanya, Bapak Ibu silahkan. Khusus malam hari ini, because this is our last session, I don't want to take too much of our time, so let's just move on to the next session, which is discussion. Bapak Ibu silahkan dapat menunjukkan partisipasinya dengan cara menggunakan fitur raise hand yang ada di Zoom. Nanti akan saya berikan akses untuk mikrofon ya, Bapak Ibu. Jika Bapak Ibu terkendala oleh perangkat maupun jaringan, silakan dapat dituliskan pertanyaannya di kolom chat Zoom. Nanti akan saya bantu bacakan dan sampaikan. Di sini sebenarnya sudah ada 2 pertanyaan yang disampaikan oleh Bapak Yusuf Damaruyanggo dan juga Bapak Trianta. Bapak Ibu guru lain yang memiliki pertanyaan silakan ya dapat segera dituliskan karena diskusi kita terbatas ya Bapak Ibu hanya 30 menit, jadi kita manfaatkan sebaik-baiknya ya Bapak Ibu sesi terakhir malam hari ini karena belum tahu nih ketemu sama Miss ya kapan lagi gitu kan. So yeah, please Bapak Ibu silahkan. Baik, sambil menunggu yang lain, Miss, saya bantu bacakan pertanyaan dari Bapak Yusuf Damaruyanggo. If the students are allowed to use the AI, how about their originality? Nah, gimana nih, Miss, tentang originalitas gitu ya? Karena memang zaman sekarang kan udah semuanya serba AI gitu ya, semuanya bisa dibantu sama AI. Kira-kira untuk masalah originalitas nih gimana, Miss? Silahkan.
Baik, thank you Pak Yusuf ya tadi ya. Wah, Pak Yusuf hari terakhir harusnya ngobrol aja nih, boleh open mic kali, Pak Yusuf. Oh, langsung saya tantang ya. Ada Pak Yusuf ya nggak di ada lah ya, di ruangan atau di YouTube ya?
Saya bantu untuk berikan akses untuk mikrofon coba ya, Miss, untuk Bapak
Yes, thank
Yusuf
you so much. Yeah.
Damaruyanggo.
Yeah, hello. Good
Yes,
evening.
hello, Pak
Yeah,
Yusuf. Thank you so much. What was
yeah.
the question again, Pak Yusuf?
Well, actually, it responds to what you shared when
Yeah,
when the students had the what is that the step the
yeah,
part of the students to they collaborate they had the idea, and then after that they can recheck with the AI, ChatGPT or etc. Right?
yeah.
So just as a short response about that one, but I think this is interesting, right? I actually have the answer, right? They have got the idea, right? They have got the idea, and then they develop that, and then right now, yeah, there are many in quotation helper, right, to help them.
Yep.
One of them
Yeah.
is the AI, then actually.
Yeah. Thank you, Pak Yusuf, to bring that up. And this is actually everyday's challenges, yeah, and a what do you call it? Buah si malakama. We allow them to use AI to help them to do the task, but at the same time, they got used to it. It's so easy, and then they think that they will get good mark, and we don't know whether it's original from them or not. Couple of things, Pak Yusuf. Number one is, of course, they are also helper for us in a way that we can check whether it's plagiarism or it's based on AI's answers. We actually can check that. At the moment, I don't have at top of my head the name of the platforms, but if you can Google that out, how to check students on YouTube, actually, there are a lot of tutorial on how to check students' originality of their answers. Number two, this is the easiest thing. Let them responsible of their answers. So let's say we assume, because we know this student, she's not really good in the grammar, but then the result of the task is really good, right? So make them responsible, ask them to explain why do you answer it this way? Why do you think the first sentence is this? So they will know that, oh, busted. I am using, and it's okay if they said that, oh, I'm sorry, I'm using ChatGPT. That's okay. You are using ChatGPT, but I'd like to help you to understand what ChatGPT gave you. So then, because we really cannot control, or we can control, we cannot stop them from using the helper, right? So what we can do is make them responsible. If they are using the helper, do you understand? Why do you think the first answer is such and such? And but I actually would like to, I'm curious because you said you already have the answer, Pak Yusuf. What do you think? What can we do, Pak? Oh, you're still muted. Can we ask Pak Yusuf to? Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, actually,
yeah,
I think that AI, Gemini, and then ChatGPT, and many more, they become one of the reference for the students, right? But the
yeah,
steps that you shared just now was very was awesome, right? So they start with their own idea, their others' idea. So start with that one, and then yeah, the pre-writing and etc. So we can encourage the students also that actually they have the what is that the important part. There is the idea, there is their own idea, so they can develop with many helpers, right? So those AI can be the what is that reference for them, right, to develop what they can do, right? And then one word that I take from your presentation is about habit, right? Talking about that one, when the more they get more references, the more they will grow then. Thank you.
thank you. Wow, thank you, Pak. That's also a good reminder for all of us. And yes, about habit, start really small. Like you need to think in English. When you're hungry, do not say, aduh, lapar nih. No, no, no. I'm hungry, what to eat. So that changing that habit, because it's something that they speak to themselves in their head, right? So if we can encourage that every time we meet them, every time in our classroom, that will become a habit by themselves. I hope that helps. Thank you so much. Great sharing, Pak Yusuf. Thank you. Excellent. I'll
Thank
give
you.
it back to you, Bahia.
Thank you so much, Bapak Yusuf, for the sharing session. Bapak Ibu, kita bisa beralih. We can move on to the next participant. Di sini ternyata sudah ada dua peserta yang raise hand ini. Memang sepertinya harus dipancing dulu ya, Miss Tia, sampai Bapak Ibu mau raise hand gitu ya. Di sini sudah ada
Iya,
Ibu
mereka
Belki
banyakin
Safira.
diskusi aja ya, Mbak Iya ya.
Ya. So we have Ibu Belki Safira, sudah ready dengan kameranya. Akan saya berikan akses untuk mikrofon. Selamat malam, Ibu. Oh, I think we lost the connection.
Okay.
So we can move on to our next participant. Sudah ada Bapak Ishak. Ini setia sekali, Miss. Saya sampai hafal loh. Dari hari pertama, hari kedua, maupun hari ketiga. Antusiasmenya luar biasa sekali. Selamat malam, Bapak.
Selamat malam.
Halo, Pak Ishak. How are you, Bapak?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing great, Miss Tia.
Great. Thank you for staying up until today, Pak.
Yeah, you're welcome, Miss Tia. Okay, thank you. All right. First of all, I would like to say thank you for the 3 days insightful days here for me. And I hope for the next topic, maybe we can make the topic more practical. 3 days discussing our big four topic in language learning, I think it's not enough. Yeah, maybe next time we can shape per topic so the material more how to say uh, more rich. We can discuss a lot about the practical activity concerning about listening, reading, speaking, and writing. Maybe Miss Tia can lead our next discussion more practical and we as teacher can apply it in in our everyday activity in the classroom. Maybe that's all my suggestion for our next discussion. Uh, Thank you, Miss Tia.
Thank you, Pak Ishak. Wow, that's a very good insights, input, and suggestion, yeah, Pak Ishak. I believe Space will be able to facilitate that because Space also have line of speakers that are a lot more creative and a lot more resourceful. But that is actually a very good suggestion. We will try to take it in, and then or maybe from Space, just wait and see our next classes. But that's very good. Thank you, Pak Ishak. And it's great to also have you, Bapak dan Ibu, to share your tips. Maybe you can share each other. I believe with InkSpace you have such community, and it doesn't have to be one speaker, but then you guys, Bapak dan Ibu, can be the speakers as well because you are more resourceful, you are on the field, and you get in touch directly with the students. And I believe you have tons of stories to tell and tips as well to share. So yeah, thank you, Pak Ishak. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I'll give it back to you. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much Pak Ishak for the feedback. Nanti tim bisa dicatat ya untuk masukan dari Bapak Ishak begitu ya. Seperti yang tadi disampaikan oleh Tia, just wait and see begitu ya Bapak Ishak. Silakan ditunggu karena pastinya tentu saja English Space akan mempunyai banyak sekali kegiatan upcoming events. Jadi silakan Bapak Ibu dapat ditunggu di channel Instagram ataupun YouTube English Space ya, Bapak Ibu silahkan nih dapat ditunggu saja supaya nggak ketinggalan informasinya begitu. So Miss, I think we have another question on the chat box. This one is from Bapak Trianta. The question is, ideal paragraph contains only one idea. As far as I'm concerned, students of senior high school found it difficult to develop one idea in several sentences in one paragraph related one another or the paragraph organization. Any tips for this problem, Miss?
Okay. Yes, I'd like to invite Pak Trianta to come on the stage and open his mic so then we can discuss. Pak Trianta, I'd like to ask a couple of questions actually based on your question. Do we have Pak Trianta in the room? Hello, Pak Trianta. Good evening. How are you tonight? I think it needs to be allowed first, yeah, to open the mic. Great. Yes,
So,
Pak Trianta.
yeah, well, I think this question is based on my experience, yeah, as a teacher, especially for senior high. Yeah, that students, when we have a practical writing, students found it difficult to arrange the sentences in one idea, in one paragraph, yeah, because in my opinion that one ideal paragraphs, may contain only one idea, and in this case, students found it difficult, to develop one idea in several sentences in paragraphs, So, have you got any ideas or tips for this difficulty? Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Trianta. That's a very good question. Can I ask you, Pak, can you give me one topic idea based on your experience that students having difficulties with to expand the sentences? Maybe you can break it down. Oh, you need to unmute again, Pak. Yeah, from the committee, panitia. Yes, thank you, Pak.
Yeah. Okay. So, for example, I asked my student to write the context. The context. So, for example, talking about how to hold a party. So, the first paragraphs For example, the preparations, and then the second paragraph is the accomplishments of the party itself, and the last one, the results of the party, Okay, so I think following paragraphs should link one another, related one another as a text organization, But especially for the second paragraphs, the accomplishments of the party, sometimes it is difficult to arrange, the activity or events in order or in sequence, That's why, So have you got any tips for this? How to, construct the, sentences that in paragraphs, especially, so one paragraph contains only one idea, especially for the, second paragraphs in the context.
Okay, great. Thank you, Pak. I'll start. Can you do not unmute, Pak? I will share just a bit based on your idea, based on the topic that you shared. We're just organizing a party, Pak. So this recount text, let me just go here. Let's organize it together. Oh, okay. Oh, I think I still have, this one is still running. Let me just close. Thank you, Howard. Nurse, everyone. I will start a whiteboard, just a white one here. Okay, so let's break it down, Pak. So you mentioned that for the topic of, I'll use this, recount text is, first is the preparation, was it? I think so. And then the next one is, what did you call it? Accomplishment? What was the last part, Pak? Oh, I think Pak Trianta is muted, yeah. Okay, let's start with these two first, yeah, Pak. So preparation. So you mentioned that they have no big issues with preparation. The result of the party, okay. The results. I will just write that down again in here. Results. Right. So all these really easy, actually. Remember how we collect ideas from our students about the topic that they want to write. So if we already have the task is recount text and then how to prepare a party, we can help them, like group them, collect whatever words that they can choose, and then group those words in here. Okay. On the preparation, do you know the concepts of preparation? You are planning, merencanakan. Kira-kira kalau merencanakan, if you are planning, what are the words that goes into these categories? Preparation is maybe plan or list down gitu ya, apalagi misalnya by misalnya, atau actionnya masuknya by-nya di accomplishment. So together they know what are the words. They get to share the vocabulary that they don't have. They borrow it from the other students. They already have the vocabulary. And if you break it down like this, you group them like, okay, accomplishment, biasanya yang dipakai apa aja? Do you know what accomplishment is? Dalam bahasa Indonesia, accomplishment adalah dang gitu ya. Kadang kalau kita langsung kasih teksnya full, preparation begini, paragrafnya, accomplishment begini, result begini. Wah, itu udah pusing sendiri itu kalau harus mereka ulang. Nah, jadi lebih baik kita chunk the information. We try to collect the vocabulary together, and then you can ask them, okay, yang betul terus yang baik biasanya pakai tenses yang apa sih? Kalau planning itu gimana? Kalau result itu berarti sudah terjadi. Pelaporan misalnya ya, berarti pelaporan pakai past tense. Ada lagi nggak? So you involve them. They are actively give you the ideas, Pak, and share what do they think, and the others that don't have and or having difficulties to follow what's happening now, they get to listen and then they get to understand because yang menjelaskan teman-teman mereka sendiri dengan bahasa yang selevel sama mereka gitu. Jadi it brings the union bahwa mereka belajar ini bareng-bareng. They get to give you the ideas. Jadi yang ngajar juga nggak capek sendirian gitu. Ya, kita collect the ideas from others. This is just one example, Pak, but I believe the other teachers in here, we are able to share more. This one, plan, discuss, collect ideas, arrange the program structures and infrastructures. Great, yes. So these are all coming from you. You can help them if they are difficult to, apalagi ya, but get them involved, Pak. Get them contribute, and then the entire class will be, rasanya beda, Pak, karena uh, mereka turut membuat task ini, bukan hanya tasknya diberikan ke mereka gitu. I hope that helps, Pak Trianta. Thank you. Sorry, it's a bit long. Thank you, Pak.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Tia, for the answer. Mungkin Bapak Ibu bisa mencatat ya poin-poin penting yang disampaikan Miss Tia ataupun yang tadi sudah dirangkum begitu oleh Bapak Trianta begitu ya Bapak Ibu. Semoga dapat bermanfaat, dapat diterapkan oleh Bapak Ibu demi mendorong pertumbuhan peserta didik di sekolah. Nah, Miss, the very last question ini dari chat box juga. Do you want to invite her or?
Yeah, which one is it? Windy, is it?
Yep, Ibu Windy Astuti akan saya berikan akses
Yes,
untuk
please,
microphone.
Bu Windy. Bu Windy also coming 3 days in a row. Thank you, Ibu. It's great to finally see you online. Yeah, you are allowed now. Hello, Windy, how are you?
Halo, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you doing, Miss?
I'm great, thank you. How are you, Miss Windy?
I'm great too. First of all, I would like to say thank you for the knowledge that you have given to us. And here my question: how to teach the student in rural area, and my student, they are banned to use mobile phone at school.
Yes.
Exactly, their environment is not support them because the economic problem, and sometimes they have many problem to come to school because their area is really far from our school. And my question here, how to make them interest to learn English? Maybe it is out from our topic about writing, but I wanna know what is your tip to make all my students interested to learn English, even they are from the rural area. I think that's
okay. Thank you. If I may know, which level you are teaching at the moment, Miss Windy?
senior high school.
Senior high school. Okay.
Yes.
Great to know. Thank you. So let me just share with you things. So you mentioned that they are, sorry, I lost the Zoom. Okay. So do you usually, Miss Windy, in the classroom, do you usually teach using a device or using whiteboard to help you to teach?
Usually nowadays I using in focus.
In focus, okay.
Yes,
so
not only whiteboard.
Okay, so in focus, then you are using your laptop. Are you using like a
Yes.
PowerPoint presentation or? Okay, great. The reason I'm asking because let me just download one thing in here. Again, I will encourage you. This is actually a very good habit to teach using what do you call it? Using PowerPoint, because you get to do a lot of different things in your PowerPoint when you are using it to teach, right? Trying to find I don't think it's here. Okay, let me just go.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have experience how to teach them. Sometimes I say to all my students, you may use your English gado-gado.
Yeah, yeah.
You may comment with speak Indonesia if you don't know, and maybe the other friend can help you. This is the way from me how to make their breath to speak.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. That's actually a very good idea, Ibu. And don't be afraid to say things, right? And I'm just going to encourage you to do one thing, since you said that you're using, sometimes you're using presentation with PowerPoint. You can use Canva. You also can use the tool that I'm using, which is ClassPoint. In ClassPoint, you are able to turn your slides, then you are able to drag objects around. This way, you're actually learn like teach them with an interactive ways without having them to involve using their mobile phone. Just an example. You can change this with grammar, yeah. Misalnya, you can put past tense in here, and then you can put present tense in here, and or any other thing. If you want them to, if you want to build vocabulary for them, let's say you want to build about vacation, holiday, or you want to build about future, then they get to know a couple of different words, right? What you can do, so then it can stick in their head. So these are the things that I have with ClassPoint. So as we know, when we are teaching using PowerPoint, we cannot drag everything out, right? So you actually can turn everything. Let me just show you how to do that. So after you download ClassPoint, you can try this out. You can select all objects, and then you can click on draggable objects like this. So now during your presentations, you are able to move things around. So for an example, this one is animals. What do animals eat, right? Carnivore, omnivore, or herbivore. So you want to teach them about some of the words that they're not familiar with. So carnivore is the type of animal that just eat meat. Can you find any meat word in here? Yeah, that one, that one. Okay, good. So we'll put here meat in here. And what do you think the animal that eats meat? That one, singa, singa. Okay, it is not singa, it is lion. So you are creating a memory for them by giving out a visual example, so then it will stick in their head in a really long time, Miss Windy. You can change this again. You can change this into like recount text, like what Pak Trianta shared with us. So preparation, you can put preparation in here, and then you can put the accomplishment and also result in here. So you put all the words around, and then you ask them, what do you think? What goes into preparation? Oh, discuss. Okay, we put discuss on this circle, yeah. What goes to the next circle? So they don't have to involve with their mobile phone, but they can say things verbally. Or you even can ask them to drag the words, come up front, take my mouse, and then drag the word that you think that goes with the right context. So this is, so we can change the way we teach. It doesn't have to be the traditional way that we like to teach. Even this simple, it will stick to their head. That, oh, my teacher is actually teaching me something new today, and it's interesting, and I can remember it a much more longer than the usual way. I hope that helps, Miss Windy.
Okay, thank you,
A
Miss.
lot of applications that you can use actually online to help with your teaching. Thank you, Miss Windy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll
so
give
much,
it back to you,
Miss.
Bahia. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, oh, sure. Thank you so much, Miss Windy, for the participation. Saya juga notice Miss Windy 3 hari berturut-turut hadir terus. Terima kasih banyak untuk antusiasmenya dan juga partisipasinya. Bapak Ibu, with that being said, I think it concludes our discussion session tonight. Ya, nggak kerasa Bapak Ibu sudah 30 menit berlalu ya. I really appreciate everyone's contribution and enthusiasm throughout this event. Bapak Ibu, it's been a pleasure discussing these topics with you. Bapak Ibu, jangan lupa ya, feel free to reach out if you have any further questions atau mungkin Bapak Ibu butuh saran lain begitu Bapak Ibu silahkan feel free to reach out. Bapak Ibu bisa mengisi feedback ataupun suggestion yang tadi sempat disinggung oleh Miss Tia begitu, ataupun Bapak Ibu juga dipersilakan sekali untuk DM ke Instagram kami English Space ya Bapak Ibu, dipersilakan sekali, kami sangat menerima any feedbacks or input from you Bapak Ibu, terima kasih banyak. Before we wrap up, as always, I'd like to ask Miss Tia to give us a closing statement. Screen is yours, Miss.
Yes, thank you, Mbak Hia. Pembelajar seumur hidup, Bapak dan Ibu, semoga spirit itu selalu ada sama kita, walaupun kita sebagai pengajar ya yang diamanahkan untuk menuntun anak-anak kita supaya bisa menguasai bahasa asing dan mengantarkan mereka ke masa depan yang lebih baik. Nah, tapi kitanya juga adalah sebagai pembelajar seumur hidup. Jadi tanpa batas ilmunya, nggak ada there's no bottom on the box of the knowledge. So always hungry, always try to find out what's the new trend. Let's not stuck with the usual method that we are using it, because we owe it to our children who are at the moment living in the future. Karena masa depan mereka itu udah mulai kelihatan dari apa-apa yang sudah mereka jalani sehari-hari. So let's be in the present, in the future with them. I hope that actually can conclude a bit on our webinar series. Thank you, Mbak Hia.
Oke, thank you so much Miss Tia for the closing statement. Pembelajar itu seumur hidup, Bapak Ibu. Sesuai sekali nih Miss dengan slogan e-guru ya. Guru tetap belajar walau sudah mengajar. Nah, luar biasa sekali. Now, everyone, let's take a picture together. Salah satu sesi yang mungkin sudah ditunggu-tunggu Bapak Ibu, sesi dokumentasi begitu ya, karena Bapak Ibu bisa on cam gitu, bisa bergaya se-ekspresif mungkin, sebebas mungkin menunjukkan senyum terbaiknya. Saya akan bantu tag screenshot untuk dokumentasi kegiatan kita di pertemuan terakhir malam hari ini Bapak Ibu. Silahkan sekali, sudah ada Ibu Ruth Esterlina Sipahutar, sudah ready nih dengan kameranya. Ada juga Bapak Hendra, Bapak Yusuf, kemudian ada juga Ibu Resa, Ibu Roswati, ada Ibu Irmaya, Bapak Trianta yang tadi sempat berdiskusi dengan kita, Bapak Ibu. Bapak Ibu yang belum on cam silahkan ya, bisa on cam supaya terlihat nih Bapak Ibu guru yang mana saja yang stay dengan kita sampai akhir begitu ya, yang mendengarkan materi dari awal sampai akhir tidak kurang sedikit pun Bapak Ibu, luar biasa sekali. Saya bantu tag screenshot yang pertama, 3, 2, 1. Oke, luar biasa. Yang kedua, Bapak Ibu, silakan ganti gaya. Di slide kedua saya lihat ada Ibu Yeti, ada Bapak Hussein Jendrawalisfa, ada Ibu Widiawati, ada Bapak Badarudin, ada Bapak Muhammad Najib, ada Ibu Nur atau Bapak Nur Wijayanti. Ya, saya bantu tag screenshot. Bapak Ibu, 3, 2, 1. Baik, luar biasa. Yang terakhir nih, Bapak Ibu, silakan bisa bergaya, diganti gayanya sebebas mungkin, seekspresif mungkin, Bapak Ibu, terserah ya. Bapak Ibu, silakan 3, 2, 1. Luar biasa sekali, Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih banyak. Saya sangat mengapresiasi antusiasme dan juga partisipasinya malam hari ini. Terima kasih sebesar-besarnya juga saya sampaikan kepada narasumber hebat kita, Miss Tia, yang sudah menyempatkan waktu membersamai Bapak Ibu Guru selama 3 hari, 3 pertemuan terakhir ya, Miss. 4 jika dihitung dengan seminar yang pertama, Miss. It is such an honor to have you with us, Miss. Terima kasih banyak. Kemudian Bapak Ibu, seperti biasa ya mungkin tertinggal pertemuannya atau join sudah di tengah-tengah gitu ya. Jangan khawatir, seperti biasa silahkan dapat menonton tayangan ulang kegiatan malam hari ini di channel YouTube English Space. Bapak Ibu bisa ditonton ulang, bisa di-rewatch, diakses dimanapun dan kapanpun Bapak Ibu. Jangan lupa juga untuk subscribe ya, barangkali Bapak Ibu ingin explore lebih banyak mengenai bahasa Inggris begitu. Nah, kemudian Bapak Ibu, saya ingatkan terkait dengan presensi, mungkin sudah ada yang nunggu-nunggu ya. Seperti biasa, presensi akan dibagikan segera setelah kegiatan Zoom selesai ya, Bapak Ibu. Jadi silakan dapat ditunggu di grup chat WhatsApp masing-masing ya, Bapak Ibu. Seperti biasa bisa diisi selama 24 jam, jadi jangan takut ketinggalan. Kalau malam hari ini sudah ngantuk, bisa diisi besok pagi ya, Bapak Ibu. Seperti itu. Kemudian, seperti yang sudah tadi disampaikan oleh Sia, jangan lupa Bapak Ibu berikan kami feedback, saran, ataupun masukan yang akan sangat berguna sekali untuk kami untuk event kedepannya Bapak Ibu, ataupun mungkin Bapak Ibu memiliki inspirasi topik begitu ya, silakan sekali dapat disampaikan ya Bapak Ibu. Kami menerima segala jenis saran dan juga masukan dari Bapak Ibu guru sekalian. Nah, Bapak Ibu, bagi yang kurang, aduh kok singkat sekali ya. Seperti biasa, kita tuh diskusi cuma 30 menit ya, Bapak Ibu. Mungkin Bapak Ibu ada yang belum sempat tanya, ada yang pertanyaannya belum terjawab begitu. Saya tunggu Bapak Ibu di event lainnya ya, Bapak Ibu, because we have event coming up at the end of this week. So make sure to check our Instagram ya, Bapak Ibu. Silakan dicek Instagram English Space supaya nggak ketinggalan event yang sebentar lagi akan datang loh, Bapak Ibu. Nanti kita bertemu lagi, belajar bersama dengan guru ID. So thank you all for participating. Your active participation as always has made this event engaging, alive, and also more insightful. Everyone remember, the journey of teaching and learning is ongoing. So let's keep learning, stay curious, and continue making a positive impact. I once again thank you so much for being part of today's event. I hope to see you soon. So farewell for now, until next time, and good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Mbak Hia. Thank you, Bapak Ibu.